Hi, welcome. Nancy Moss here with Graham Magazine. I'm here this evening with my friend Sarara Korva from UNDOO. Hi, Sarara.
Hi, Nancy. So good to see you.
It's so good to see you. I miss being with you at events.
I miss you too.
But
Used,
it's
used to see each
delightful to
other
get.
at least every 2 or 3 months.
I know we would run into each other. It was always so much fun at events to see our friends.
Yep.
Um, so thanks for being with me tonight with Zoom. And sorry, of course, eyelash in the eye. Um, can you tell our viewers tonight, we're broadcasting to Florida for the Nugtopia event, and I'd like to introduce our viewers to UNDOO. We did run a contest with you on our social media last week, and we had
Great.
so many comments and so many people asking about UNDOO. Um, this opportunity came up, and we were like, we need to have Sarara on from the horse's mouth. Please tell us about UNDOO.
Absolutely. Well, UNDOO is the only patented product in the world that helps clear the head from too much THC, amongst other things. That's the first thing. That's what we designed it for. But it also helps with overnight tolerance reset and morning fog. So it's a very diverse, interesting product. It's natural, simple ingredients, and it works for everybody. We've pretty much discovered that. So,
So, what is UNDOO made of?
well, our inventor, Jimmy, um, figured out what our body endogenously produces to clear our head from THC naturally. And he found that it's a molecule called olivetolic acid. That's what our body endogenously produces to clear our head. So he went to the plant world and he found the same molecule called olivetol and mixed it with the right other ingredients, which were vitamin E and olive oil, and put it into a soft gel and created this very exciting product.
And
Works like nothing else.
so, when people get this, they'll get a packet of UNDOO or a bottle, or and what do they do?
So it comes currently, it's being sold in a packet of two. We sell it at dispensaries and smoke shops and online and on Amazon. It's $10 a packet for the packet of two. And generally, if it's a simple situation, oftentimes one will clear your head, but we do recommend using both of the soft gels that are in the packet because it makes it much faster.
Oh, okay. And how long does it take to work?
Well, that's a great question. So it kind of depends on what it is that the person got themselves into. So if a person has eaten an edible, for instance, and find out 20 minutes into it, they say, oh, I didn't really feel anything from that edible. I think I'm going to eat a little bit more. I need it. The pain's there or whatever. And they take another piece of an edible and all of a sudden green out. And greening out is super, super uncomfortable. So if a person's in a greened out situation and they take both undoos with a big glass of water, we find quite often that within 20 minutes or thereabouts, they're clear-headed enough to start functioning again in a really natural way.
I
So, and then if it's something simple, like if somebody's just had an opportunity to use their cannabis and they suddenly get an emergency phone call from school or from, you know, somebody they got to deal with, generally within 15 minutes of taking that soft gel, their smoke will be cleared out of their head. So,
So I had
um,
an opportunity a couple years ago when I met you to try it for myself,
yes.
and I found that it worked very effectively. Um, but I was a little confused because, sorry, let me try this again. So I had the opportunity to try UNDOO about 2 years ago when we met, And
Great.
I waited for an opportunity where I could excessively load myself with THC because I wanted to really see if it was going to work, if somebody did a lot, and needed the help. And I went over my normal limit and was a little uncomfortable, took the medicine, and I was a little confused because when I became clear-headed, I expected for my aches and pains to be back like they were before I medicated. What happens there?
Thank you so much for asking that question because it's really important. What UNDOO does is it clears the fogginess from the brain or the side effects of hallucinogenic side effects, but it doesn't stop any of the therapeutic benefits that you get from using THC. So when we ingest THC, it meets up with our CB1 receptors and then immediately sends messaging into the system to do whatever the body is needing it to do, whatever you took it for. With UNDOO, it basically metabolizes the THC off of the CB1 receptor. So the psychoactivity stops at that point, but everything that it went into the receptor for, all the messaging, all the whatever you took it for, continues, because once the entourage effect, the cascade effect begins, it continues. So it
That's
starts, it
beautiful.
goes. We don't stop that. The only thing that stops discomfort, the dysphoria.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
I was really surprised at that, and like I said, a little confused at the time because I thought everything would go away. So that's the
Right.
real benefit. For me, it was a
It is a real
surprising
benefit.
benefit.
It's quite an education process for people to understand what exactly they do have in their hands with that little packet. It's a supplement because it's supplementing the olive acid that we're producing. It's actually adding more of that substance to our body. Our body knows what to do with it and how to use it.
That's beautiful. So, Sarara, can you tell our viewers how do they find you? You mentioned Amazon, so you sell on Amazon. And where
Yes,
else can they find
Amazon, undoo.com,
you? Okay.
and there are retailers in pretty much at least 30 states.
Wow.
Yeah. So you can check with your local dispensary and see if they have it. We're expanding massively. In the next couple of years, you're going to start seeing UNDOO everywhere, including convenience stores and
Yeah, that's a beautiful place
gas
for it.
stations.
I
Yeah.
I think I told you before we started recording, I kind of think anybody that uses cannabis as medicine or even recreationally should have at least one packet of UNDOO laying around for them.
That's right.
Just like you said, what if you need to do something that requires you to be clear-headed?
Right.
And
Timing changed.
yeah,
Oops.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Or
I
sometimes things just go too far for people and they have to go home and they can't leave where they are. So there's just so many practical applications for it. When so the way we started and invented this product is that myself and my partner Jimmy Carberry, also known as Glaucoma Jim, we were both educating seniors. A friend of ours was doing senior education at a church in Sun City, Arizona, and Jimmy and I were both teachers. So I was teaching about breast cancer and how to use cannabis adjunctively with other things that you may be doing for treating cancer. And Jimmy was teaching people of coma and cannabis. And we met and we kind of brought our little show together and started teaching together. And one day while we were working on something, I said to him, you're a smart guy. We keep telling people, be careful, you're screwed. Don't take too much or you're in big trouble. I said, do you think you could maybe come up with something that would actually be an antidote, a cannidote, if you will? So people could learn to use cannabis without fear. And if they have an experience they don't like, they can stop it and then start again, try another day. So that was really the inspiration for creating UNDOO. And Jimmy said, yeah, I can figure that out. He's been a scientist in cannabis for over 30 years, maybe even 35 at this point. And in the 90s, he opened dispensaries in California. So he's an OG. He's an original in the cannabis world, and traveled to Amsterdam and all over, gaining education as he went. And so when I asked him that question, he knew that he had the science somewhere and could assemble it into something that would work. And boy, did he nail it.
Not only did he nail it, do I remember right, within like 60 days of you asking him?
It was about 4 months, actually.
Well, it was sort of like the COVID vaccine, so quick. so quick, it surprised me when you said that. That's amazing. Thanks, Jimmy, for finding that.
Really.
And for you to come together and put it together in UNDOO. So thank you for being with us today. And one more time, it's undoo.com.
Yes, UNDOO.
UNDOO on undoo.com and Amazon. Unhaze the Blaze at undoo.com. Sarara, it's so good to talk to you. You have a great evening. Thanks for being with us, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you so much, Nancy. I appreciate you.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Greened out? Although a marijuana overdose is impossible, sometimes being too high can be a problem. Until now. Meet UNDOO softgels, the only patented product for the overconsumption of cannabis.